Hello everyone, I'm Brahma Mithra. Welcome back. It's part 4 of season 2 for Townsfolk Tussle. Last episode, for part 3, I fought the bandits and I messed up the engine building at the very end. Not the very end, but like the last 2 rounds. So the fight started and I drew some cards. They didn't spawn anything, and then I reread them like twice because I felt it was odd because the engine wasn't like getting going. And so the first 2 times, and then I finally spawned some bandits, and then I forgot to do it after a break point. There was a break, and then there was another turn, and it pulled forward. I took some damage, and then there was a second card, took some damage. Either way, I forgot to spawn some bandits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fight them again. After this episode, I'm going to do a bonus episode, and I'm going to fight the bandits again in a final form version of them, and I'm going to get it right because they felt really, really cool. Did you ever get that, like, it's like card draw lag, or when you're playing like a worker placement game, or you're playing another board game and it's got engine building, and like your engine's about to go off, and you're like, 1 more round, 2 more rounds, that's all I need, and I do all kinds of cool stuff. My engine would just go crazy. That's what it felt like. It felt like I cut them short, so I did like a disservice to their whole engine building, like the whole fight. So the final fight should be really cool. So that's what I'm going to do after this one. So this one is Lawman Dozy. And one more thing before we get into I just want to clarify, as I was mentioning, I was going to buy some stuff because I had a metal, or feats of metal, that required a certain way of spending coins, right? I needed Georgie to end with the most coins, I needed Yancey to have no coins, and I needed Norman to not have the most. So my feats of metal required very specific spending habits, so during the town phase, when it was going to buy, I looked at everything, I decided what it was I was going to buy, and it wouldn't let me get to 0 with Yancey, which is what I needed to do. So then I started mentioning that I was going to refresh it. But then I decided not against refreshing the town because I wanted the big barrel gun. So, just to clarify, what I meant was not refreshing at that moment. I meant I'd spend 2 with Yancey and refresh everything, and then try to buy all over again with new items. So I would have refreshed the thing altogether, but I decided against it anyway. But just to clarify, that is what I meant. I just didn't go ahead and do it. So when you refresh the thing, you need to do it before you make any purchases. The only reason why I thought about it again was because I needed to have a very specific amount of stuff spent, amount of money spent. And I couldn't attain it with the things that were on offer, and I thought, you know what, I'll just refresh it and I'll just buy whatever. But because I really wanted the gun, I decided not to do anything, and that's why I had extra money with Yancey. Or I didn't go all the way down to 0 with Yancey, and I didn't go all the way down, or I didn't spend very much with Georgie. It was just because I didn't want to refresh. So, just to clarify, that's it. So now let's get into the town phase. This is the final fight. So, we will start with the town events. So, I discarded down all of my feats for Norman and for Georgie and for Yancey. So I think what can happen here, because currently Georgie and Norman are tied for the metal points. They both have 3. But what I can do is it's technically you do the town events, then you do the shop phase, then you set up for the final fight. Now I've already got the final fight set up. Oh, I didn't do the terrain cards. I got to redo these. But I'll put those aside. I'll get those all set up. So I think if I can score some points, because I don't think I want Georgie to be the sheriff. He's got like only 2 health, and the second the sheriff dies, well, it's been changed. It's at the start of the Ruffian turn. If the sheriff is dead, the final fight's over, and 2 HP is just not going to cut it. So I think I want to avoid him being the sheriff. So what I'll probably do is if I can get some feats, which I'll draw up now to 3. So I draw 2 with Georgie, 2 with Yancey, and 3 with Norman. So if I can complete some stuff with Norman, that's who I would like to. The other thing is I completed none with Norman or Georgie, and they stay tied, and then I can just choose Norman. So we'll look to see what happens. I redid the thing, so Yancey starts with the town events. He's the buying order. So Yancey, Sore Eyes town events. Okay. All this fighting really knocked your head around. Your vision is quite what it used to be. Keep this card in front of you. For the next fight, you lose 1 accuracy. Okay, well, we're just going to go down 1 accuracy. So he's got -1 accuracy. That's fine. That's the end of Yancey. Next, we've got Norman. Okay. Well, wow. I drew his actual thing. Quarrel at the harbor. You stumble over to the docks and notice a shootout between a fish-like woman and a group of ruffians. Norman Fishboy not in the group. No, Norman Fishboy in group. Norman commands his nearby fish pals to attack the ruffians, scaring them off with ease. The rescued woman is enamored by Norman, rewarding him with a kiss and the smelly bait unique gear. Okay, smelly bait unique gear. Okay, let's grab the smelly bait unique gear. That's neat. Hopefully, oh, it's right on top here. So, smelly bait. Your strange attraction ability may push or pull the ruffian. Okay, so that's a special gear, so it doesn't even get equipped in a spot. So yeah, strange attraction. It's the one when you hit a ruffian, you may pull them up to 2 squares. So I could push them now, which might be helpful because the final fight, and if it ends up with Georgie being the sheriff, I might not want him anywhere near him. Okay, what's that smell? Wow, so these couldn't have been more thematic. What's that smell? You really worked up a sweat running around town. Actually, it's a bit unbearable. You're disgusting. Keep this card in front of you for the next fight. If there is a tie for targeting, the ruffian cannot choose you. Gear and townfolk's abilities that affect targeting override this event. Okay, so I can always override this, and I have Bort's face to do that. So we'll just keep that what's that smell here. Okay, now let's go with looks our feet of metal here. Have your townsfolk removed from the board without being knocked out. Touch 2 opponents. Okay, so Georgie's not getting anything. Not getting any of these things. Okay. Start your turn as the closest townsfolk. That's pretty good for Yancey. Be the first townsfolk to get knocked out in a fight. Okay, that might happen too. That does 2 damage. So what we'll end up doing is that we're going to do a lot of, normally you trade for gold or whatever, but this time we're just going to trade for damage, and none of the ones on Norman here do damage. Activate a non-consumable gear ability. That will probably happen and give him +1 accuracy. That's not bad. If you attack on each of your turns this fight, okay, not going to get that. Restore 2+ HP. Okay. A lot of that stuff's not going to happen with Norman. Okay. That's that. Let's look at the store now. Okay, let's put these out. So, Loner's Trench Coat, Spicy Gunpowder, Pea Shooter, Fiery Stick, Rhythmic Drum, Leg Shackles, Old Belt, Straw Pants, Showdown Boots, and Shin Guards. Okay. What do we have? We have 14 with Georgie. So Yancey would buy first. Yancey has 8. +2 max HP, -2 movement. Leg Shackles look like what we're going to buy with Georgie, actually. So we still have 8. 2 mocks for the Loner's trench coat. Well, we can't buy that. What? I don't... When you take damage, you may discard straw pants and reduce damage by 1. What is that? That is leg gear. I guess that's better than sandals for +1 movement. We're going to go ahead and buy the straw pants. Yeah, that will be fine. So we're going to buy straw pants. That'll be 2. So this is for Yancey. So we can just keep taunting with him or frantic fightering, getting the ruffian. And then when you take damage, you may discard straw pants, reduce the damage dealt by 1. So we'll put that in his leg gear. So we just got a lot of reducing damage. I've got the plank. I've got 3 ways of reducing damage. So that's great. He's got 6 coins left. While in town, Townsfolk may pay you 5 coins. I just don't think there's anything I'd want to buy with him. Well, I could get the fiery stick. The fiery stick's better than the horned duckling, I guess. But he wouldn't be able to buy it, even if they paid 5 coins. Well, I could pay 5 coins with Georgie, and could I pay 5 coins with Norman here? Maybe I could get that for him. Let's see. So I could get. Let me see. If I discard a non-piece of starting gear, I don't really have any with Norman actually. I do have some with Georgie. I would have to discard. Well, I don't want to discard fresh cake. No, that's okay. The shin guards, if a ruffian damaged you from 2+ squares away, whenever you... Showdown boots would be nice. Could I have gotten the showdown boots? I could have gotten the showdown boots. I could have exactly gotten the showdown boots, but I would have to get rid of hard liquor. Alright. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get... Okay, so I'm going to get rid of hard liquor here. Because I probably wasn't going to use it anyway. It would have been nice, but I kind of want the accuracy. So I'm going to discard hard liquor. And I'm going to do this before buying straw pants. So I'm going to discard hard liquor. While in town, now in town, so paying 5 coins. So Georgie's going to pay 5 coins to Yancey. And then discard that. If they do, they receive the first weapon in the peddler deck. So let's go... Oh, okay. Well, that's the first weapon. Finicky grenades. Okay, 1 mox, 5 plus actually 2, range 3. On a miss, all townsfolk. Well, I'm not going to equip this, but I could sell it. So I actually made... No, I didn't make any money. I almost broke even because I could sell this for 4 since it was worth 8. Okay, but that gave 5, so I get my 2 back from buying the straw pants. So that puts me at 13, which I can actually buy the showdown boots, which is... yeah. So buying 13 with these for Yancey was so... Whenever you are the only target of an action, the ruffian takes 1 damage. Okay, so I'll do that. Remove the sandals. So I go down 1 movement. So I have 3 movement, and I go up 1 mox, so I have 4 moxie, and... I have -1 accuracy. What do I get -1? Oh, I have -1 accuracy from the event. Okay, so there I get the showdown boots. That cost pretty much all my money, all 13. So I did go down to 0. So I just beat the just did this and the towns phase with 0 coins, which is what he's going to do now. It's worth 0 points, but it's going to give him 2 movements. So well, I'll wait till the actual end of the thing. Okay. So now Norman, let's see. Norman has, what does Norman have? 11? What can he get with 11? He can get the shin guards. So shin guards would be leg gear. If Ruffian deals damage to you from 2 squares away, they take 1 damage. Yeah, I might as well get the... Might as well, right? Yeah, I'll get the shin guards for 11. That's exactly how much I have, so I'll buy the shin guards for 11. It's 4, 5, 6. So I'll move the accessory over here to the actual accessories. I'll buy the shin guards for 11. Okay. If Ruffian deals damage to you from 2 squares away, they take 1 damage. I don't know how useful that will be. We will see. And then, what did I say? I'm buying the leg shackles with Georgie here. So leg shackles are 8. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty good leg shackles now. And these are leg gear. So that's going to give 2 max HP, which is great. Puts him up to 4. And minus 2 movement, which is fine. Brings him down to 3. No, wait. Brings him down to 2. My bad. So, that's fine. He's only got 2 movement. Doesn't make a difference. So, I'll probably have to adjust where he started now. Again, I just set this up early. So, I'll have to adjust where he starts because now he can't reach from there. So, that's the end of the town phase. We will now... I will set up the final fight here, or we'll look at it. Okay, so Lawman Dozy's final fight. Lawman Dozy is all that's left. Flip over this for the final fight rules. I can just flip this now. So I'm going to flip this over. Let's get this. So I've got his deck here. I'll draw the terrain cards, but he's got a ton of HP, like 14. I guess it's not that bad, but... And then 6 movement. It's kind of a lot. 14 HP. Well, it's not that bad, but... Okay, we'll flip this over. Dozy nabs a sidekick. I can move Georgie here. So I'll move Georgie there. No, wait. Here, actually. Yeah, that's where he should be. Now he can actually reach Dozy. Okay, so townsfolk find Lawman Dozy putting makeup on a ruffian. Have you all met my beautiful wife? He shouts. We're here to cleanse the town of you hoodlums. The ruffian looks equal parts confused and angry. The geezer seems to be confusing them for someone else. But if it means taking out those pesky townsfolk, then they'll go all along with Dozy's ramblings. Before the townsfolk can talk some sense into Dozy, he charges at the group with his newfound wife at his side. Choose an unused ruffian at random. Okay. So here's all the things I have in here. Place their character on the board. They'll fight alongside Lawman Dozy, which is King and Queen? That's weird. So King and Queen. So he's got 2 wives. Okay. They'll fight alongside Lawman Dozy as his wife. Grab their action deck too. I've fought King and Queen before. This is probably going to be impossible if I need to deal with King and Queen and Lawman Dozy. Appoint a new sheriff. The newly appointed sheriff receives the stronger meds unique gear and may equip immediately. Okay, stronger meds. That's this right here. Dozy's next 2 mocks. Oh my gosh. Dozy's next action can target and deal damage to his wife as if they were a townsfolk. Can only be activated when adjacent to Dozy. So I feel like I need to equip that, which kind of sucks. Oh no, you know what? I haven't chosen my person yet. The sheriff is going to be Norman. Because the big barrel is one-handed. So the big barrel's one-handed. I can put grip tape in the right hand. And it doesn't even matter anyway. I don't even need the grip tape, but I'll keep it equipped. And then stronger meds I can put on as the accessory. So Norman's going to be... So the reason why Norman is it... Because they each have 3 points. Georgie has 3 points for being Kitty's savior. And then he's got 2 that are worth 1. And Norman's completed 3, which are worth 3 points. And if there's a tie, you can choose. So I'm going to choose Norman to be the sheriff. All right. Dozy's wife has 3 HP per townsfolk. So she has 9 HP? Okay, I'm going to put Dozy's wife will be the black marker. Okay. And shares Dozy's movements. Okay, the wife has 6. While Dozy's wife is on the board, Lawman Dozy cannot take damage? What? When Dozy's wife is off the board, if Dozy hits a breaking point, return his wife to the board adjacent to him with 1 HP. Dozy's wife takes their turn directly after Lawman Dozy. Using their own action deck to determine their move, their weakness cannot be activated. Dozy and his wife treat each other as obstacles when moving. How to win? Defeat Dozy and his wife. If you lose if all townsfolk are knocked down, or if the new sheriff is knocked out at the start of the ruffian's turn. If you defeat Dozy... Okay. There's a tracker for Dozy's wife, I just noticed. Okay, so Dozy's wife has got 9 HP. And I need to get king and queen plus the terrain. I don't think I'm going to win this, like, at all. This seems really ridiculous because... So the reason why I say that is I wasn't really equipped much for fighting king and queen. I've fought them before. Hopefully their deck treats me nice. So, let me get king and queen, let me get their mini and stuff, and let me get the terrain, and we'll see what happens. We're ready here. I've got king and queen's deck here, and I'm not going to put their token down, but they just go with Lawman Dozy. Alright, so Lawman Dozy goes first, and Norman is the sheriff. Okay, Lawman Dozy. Oh my gosh. All townsfolk within 4 squares. That's everybody. Deal 1 damage to all targets. Move Dozy towards the farthest townsfolk. Dozy falls asleep until his next action. Okay, so it's going to... All targets within 4. That's everybody's going to take 1 damage. Move Dozy towards the farthest townsfolk. So 1, 2 for Norman, 1, 2. It's 1, 2, 3 for Yancey, actually. So 1, 2, 3. Dozy falls asleep. Okay, so after effect. If any townsfolk has the detain action card in front of them, they may discard it. Okay, no one has the detain action card in front of them. Falls asleep. You know what? I don't actually know what that means. What does that mean? Does it? I think it probably just means he skips his turn, right? Feats of metal, features, final fight. Okay. The reference does not have falls asleep. Okay. It's not here in the quick lookup. Features, final fight, feats of metal. I think it just means he probably skips his turn. It's got to be on here. Weakness. Whenever Dozy falls asleep, at the end of an action, he takes 1 damage. Okay, what does it mean for him to fall asleep, though? It's got to be on here. I just probably didn't read it. While Dozy is asleep, any townsfolk that deals damage to him from an adjacent square takes 1 damage. I guess it doesn't mean anything? I guess it doesn't mean anything. It just means he's asleep. So, what happens when he's asleep? I don't see anything on here. Doesn't say anything about him doing anything when he's asleep. I can see here when he's a troublemaker and a hooligan, falling asleep does something, but I guess it doesn't do anything when he's... Okay, well, let's, oops. Let's go ahead and put this back on 9 health. Okay, so I guess he fell asleep. Let's take 1 damage with everybody. Georgie comes down to 3. Yancey comes down to 1. So when he did damage, he was 3 spaces away. So whenever you are the only target, no. If a ruffian damages you from 2 plus squares away. So he was 2 plus squares away, right? 1, 2, yeah, he was 3 squares away at the time. They take 1 damage. So good job, shin guards. They did 1 damage. Oh, he can't take damage because his wife is alive. Oh my gosh. I don't think I stand a chance here. I don't think I stand a chance here. Okay, let's see what King and Queen does. I just hope they don't unequip my stuff here. Sword Sweep. Closest townsfolk. They have 6 movement. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can get Georgie. Okay. Move towards target. If King and Queen reach them, deal 1 damage. Okay. So they're going to deal 1 damage to Georgie. It's going to bring him down to 2 HP. What a powerful blow. Deal 1 damage to all townsfolk within 3 squares of the target. All townsfolk that took damage from this action have a piece of gear of their choice unequipped. Okay. So, what's the aftermath here again? What a powerful blow. Deal 1 damage to all townsfolk within 3 squares of the target. So, 1, 2, yeah. So, Yancey is within 3 squares of the target. All townsfolk that took damage from this action have a piece of gear of their choice unequipped. Great. Okay. So, Yancey's going to take damage. He's down to 2. He's going to unequip his detective cap. Okay. Not great here. I knew this was going to be quite complicated. All townsfolk that took damage from this action have a piece of gear unequipped. Great. Well, okay. I'll discard the leg shackles with Georgie because I already took 2. Well, no, I could. No, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to unequip Frantic Eyes. So unequipping Frantic Eyes gives him +1 max HP. So and then he gains or loses 3 accuracy. 1, 2, 3. So he's down to -1 accuracy again. But that's okay. Then, okay. This is not great here. Okay, let's go with Georgie. So how am I going to do that? Okay, so Georgie has 4 Moxie. So what he's going to do is he's going to consume the fresh cake for 2 HP. It doesn't cause it to be discarded because that's his thing here. Consumables you do not need, or consumables not need to be discarded on use, but can only be used once per fight. So that's fine. So he's going to gain 2 HP. Then he's going to spend 2 Moxie to re-equip Frantic Eyes to go back down 1 max HP and then up 3 accuracy. 1, 2, 3. So he's got +2 accuracy again. Okay. So Georgie is going to attack the wife, I guess. Yeah. So the wife has no breakpoints at least. So we're attacking with Hero's Sword to the wife. So it's going to be a 4+. Ah, dropped the dice. 4+, so it's a 2. Didn't get it. Not great here. How much movement does he have? 2 movement? I'll move away, I guess? Or 1, 2, I'll move to here. No, I'll move it. Yeah, I'll move here. It's fine. Okay, now it's Norman. So Norman has to move here. How much movement does he have? He's got 4 movement. So 1, 2, 3. He'll get to here. And then he's going to spend 2 mox, which will bring him down to 1 moxie. Or wait, he had +1. Oh yeah, so it brings him down to 2 moxie left. Actually, he's got 5 moxie. What am I doing? He's got a ton of moxie. So he's going to spend 2 mox. So he needs to get within 7. So where was he exactly? He was here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No. So he was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I get here, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? How much movement does he have? 4 movement. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so if I get here, then I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can actually get here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm within 7 of King and Queen, and I am adjacent to Dozy. So spending 2 med to use stronger meds, Dozy's next action can target and deal damage to his wife as if they were a townsfolk. So he's going to do that, and I'm going to spend 2 more mox to shoot with the big barrel. And it's going to be a... So he's got plus... It's a 3+ to do 3 damage. So that's a 3+ to do 3 damage with the big barrel, bringing his wife down to 6. Now it's Yancey. So Yancey will... Yancey doesn't have much movement at all. He's only got 3. So 1, 2, 3. I don't know exactly. Actually, wait. So he's gonna do his Horned Duckling. He's gonna spend 2 moxie to do Horned Duckling, which is move 3 squares in a straight line. If you're gonna move an adjacent to the Ruffian, the Ruffian takes 1 damage. So 1, 2, 3. And that will do 1 more damage to his wife, bringing him down to 5. And I guess I can do Frantic Fighter and then choose. All right, I'm assuming that Frantic Fighter I can choose to be targeted by his wife and not just him. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to spend 2 mox because he spent 2 mox to do Horned Duckling. He spent 2 more mox to do. The next card in the action deck targets a single townsfolk. It's hard to say. So I don't think I can have his wife, because the next draw is going to be Lawman Dozy's. He always draws first. And I don't want to taunt it because... Actually, I should have moved here. So 1, 2, yeah. Okay, so I don't want to taunt because I kind of wanted Lawman Dozy to target his wife, but I don't think it can, or I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm not going to taunt because I don't think I could taunt King and Queen's deck. I think it's going to be the next card draw, which is going to be Lawman Dozy, and I don't want that to happen. So I guess I just won't taunt. Okay, so Lawman Dozy's turn. Go, next card. Pluck and Crush. Townsfolk with the lowest total feats of metal points. That's gonna be King and Queen? They have no feats of metal points. And this says, Dozy's next action card can target and deal damage to his wife as if they were a townsfolk. So yeah. Nancy has one. Yancey has 1 point. The other Norman and Georgie have 3. So townsfolk with the lowest total feats of metal. That's his wife. Move towards the target. If Dozy reaches them, deal 1 damage. Well, he's going to reach them. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, and reach them. Okay, so he reaches them. And then, if there are 4+ townsfolk on the board, which there are, wait. So it's going to do 1 damage to his wife. Let's bring her down to 4. It's not going to kill her, but it would have been good because then there would have been 3 townsfolk on the board. Or there would only be 3, but I guess there's 4 townsfolk on the board because technically King and Queen is now a townsfolk. So there's 4 townsfolk on the board. Dozy refuses to let go of the target, choking the lights out of them. The target's HP is set to 1. Okay. I think this is correct, right? Okay. I think that's right. It says that she's considered a townsfolk. So I guess what could happen here is she's not considered a townsfolk when counting for this. Only considered a townsfolk for targeting, but it says for dealing damage. Okay, I'm going to say that doesn't work. So I'm going to keep her at 4. I'm going to say for this card, the ruffian is still a ruffian. So there's not 3+ townsfolk on the board. There's only 3, or there's only 3, not 4+. Because technically the wife is still a ruffian, even though for targeting and damage she's considered a townsfolk. But that's not target. That's just basic mini count. I'm going to say it doesn't count. All right. So King and Queen. Here we go. Hilt bash. King swings with the hilt of his sword. Okay, closest townsfolk, which is going to be Yancey. Move towards target. If King and Queen reaches them, deal 1 damage. Okay, so that happens. We're going to deal 1 damage. We're going to have to negate that. Whenever you are the only target of an action, the ruffian takes 1 damage. Oh, man. See, now, what would have just happened here, if Lawman Dozy's thing would have considered her, the wife, an actual townsfolk, I could have just killed her, but it's fine. Okay, so we're going to do 1 damage, because he's the only target. They deal 1 damage, so he's going to take 1 damage, bringing him down to 1 health. If there are 3+ townsfolk on the board, which there are, King's Hit leaves your wrist battered and bruised. The target must unequip a weapon of their choice. If they did not have any weapons equipped, they take an additional damage. Okay, well, they do have a weapon equipped. It's the Horned Duckling. I'm pretty sure it's a weapon. Let me see. I don't know if it's a weapon because weapons might need a weapons. Any gear held in your hand slots is considered a weapon. Not all weapons can deal damage. Okay. So okay. So even the shield's a weapon. Okay, so yeah, we're going to unequip the Horned Duckling. And we're not going to take additional damage. Okay. That's King and Queen. Okay. Georgie's turn. What is well, Georgie can't do much of anything. Georgie's got 2 movement. He's got 4 moxie. I could use this Grenade. Well, whatever. I can't do much of anything because I can't attack Dozy. He doesn't take any damage. So okay, he's going to touch one board edge here. So now he needs to touch the other one. Perhaps. So he's going to move there and touch that one board edge. So if I can touch this board edge, that'd be great. We'll see if that happens. Okay. Next is Norman, who's got 3 movement. 1, 2, or he's got 4 movement. So 3 to move here. We're going to do Stronger Meds again for 2 mocks. And then we can't shoot King and Queen. And then Yancey is just going to pay 2 mocks to re-equip his Horned Duckling. Okay. Sounds good. So, Lawman Dozy. Farthest Townsfolk. Okay, that's Georgie. Move towards target. If Dozy reaches them, deal 1 damage. If he does not reach the target, Dozy gains +2 movement. Then, Dozy falls asleep with his next action. Okay, so he's fallen asleep. So he comes over here. That was the Farthest Townsfolk. Dozy reaches them, deal 1 damage. So he's going to deal 1 damage. So he's down to 3. Okay, now time for King and Queen. Closest Townsfolk, which is Yancey. Move towards the target. King and Queen reach them, deal 1 damage. Okay, so whenever you are the only target of an action, the Ruffian takes 1 damage. So the wife takes 1 damage from the Showdown Boots. And then we are going to use the Smithy Apron to prevent all damage from an action. So the after effect does not trigger, because there was no damage dealt. But it did reach them. Alright, so they did reach them, so the after effect does trigger. Your spare wares slip from your pockets and slip into King and Queen's hands. Discard 1 piece of stashed gear, if possible. If starting gear was discarded, play the next in the... So... Stashed gear? No, we're discarding sandals. That is not starting gear. So, discarding sandals. Okay, that is the end of that. Okay. I can't do anything with George. Because I can't do any damage, and he doesn't have enough movement. So I'm just going to move here for 2 movement, and that's that. Norman's going to do Stronger Meds again for 2 mocks. Actually, wait, so I was right here. I can go 1, 2, and then Norman can do Stronger Meds and go 1, 2, 3 to get to there with his 4 movement. And then spend 2 mocks to equip Fishy Cap instead of Bort's Face. And then Yancey has 3 movement, so we'll go 1, 2, 3. Spend 2 mocks with the Horned Duckling. Move 3 squares in a straight line. 1, 2, or I should go 1, 2, 3. No, that wouldn't be right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So we'll go there, move 3 squares in a straight line, deal 1 damage to the wife. So the wife's at 1. And yeah, that seems about right. Okay, now Lawman Dozy. Toppling Crush. Dozy charges forward and face plants into napping position. Target none. Face the closest townsfolk and move forward. Deal 2 damage to any townsfolk that collides with Dozy. Dozy falls asleep. Okay, so he actually doesn't reach Norman here, because these two treat each other as obstacles, and King and Queen's the closest. So he gets to here, and then hits the obstacle, being his wife, and then collides with Dozy, or because he can't pass through, so deals 2 damage to his wife, and that removes his wife from the board. Great. Ugh. So he didn't get a chance to collide here. He did run into her though, and as she's an obstacle, right? Yeah. Dozy's wife takes their turn directly, or no, obstacle. I'm assuming, yeah, so he treats her as an obstacle, so he runs into her and can't pass through her, but he does collide with her, runs into her, stops, and deals 2 damage, I think, to any townsfolk that collides with Dozy, but he can't collide with her because she's an obstacle. And then he would stop, right? Because he can't pass through it. Even if he were to go past, even if he were to pass through it, gotta look here. This is really weird. Where does it say? What happens if a ruffian could move through an obstacle, though? Obstacles. A townsfolk must... Yeah. Some obstacles, for example... Yeah, blocks movement and cannot be traveled through. So I don't... I guess... Okay, so I guess what happens here is he's going to stop here and block his own movement. So he can't get to Yancey because this obstacle stopped him, and he can't collide with his wife. So his wife still has 1 health. Because he can't pass through it either. So, okay. It's King and Queen's turn. So that doesn't do anything. Tea time. Target none. If there are 2 or less townsfolk on the board, discard this. Okay, there's not. King and Queen are confident they'll win. No need to rush things. They turn around, move forward, and restore 2 HP. Then if there are 4 plus townsfolk on the board, trigger the after... There are not 4 plus townsfolk. What? Oh my gosh. So they just turn and move forward? So they move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just go to the board edge and restore 2 HP. This is just fantastic. Okay. That I was really hoping to kill King and Queen. I was really hoping they would just target Yancey and die because they had 1 HP left. So that didn't happen. So it's Georgie's turn. Georgie will move 2 because he can't damage Dozy. Well, I don't know. He's just gonna move here and hope, or he just move here. I don't know. Okay, that's the end. Well, I could re-equip. How much damage does this grenade do? It does 2 damage. Range 3. I couldn't even get to it anyway. Okay, I can't even re-equip the grenade and throw it. Okay. Next is Norman. Norman has 4 movement, so I could go 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, get to here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could get to... So I was right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I can get here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can get there and shoot with the big barrel and hope this... So it's going to be a 2 plus? No, a 3 plus. That's a 1. Okay, so nothing. I missed. Okay, we'll go with Yancey. Now I should have... Oh, this is such a... Now I didn't do stronger meds. So, Yancey's going to move 2, 1, 2 to get to here. 1, 2, 3. Get to there. Hit with the horned duckling. And Ruffian takes 1 damage, so Ruffian's down to 2. That's great. So Lawman Dozy. Okay. Blow for blow. You want to go toe-to-toe with me, you pipsqueak. Townsfolk with the highest total feats of metal points. That's Norman or Georgie. Keep this card in front of you for the next fight. If there is a tie for targeting, Ruffian cannot choose you. Okay, so not going to choose Georgie. Move towards a target. If Dozy reaches them, deal 1 damage to Norman. Okay, so it's going to deal 1 damage to Norman. He's down to 3. And after effect, Dozy leaves himself wide open, taunting you to hit him back. You may immediately attack Dozy with an equipped weapon for 0 mocks. An accuracy roll is still required. If you do, Dozy plays an additional action after this. Well, I can't. Because I just shot the big barrel and I can't use it again. So that's that. I just took 1 damage. Okay, King and Queen now. King and Queen. All townsfolk within 2 squares. That's just Yancey. All targets take 1 damage from a straight fist. Move King and Queen towards the farthest townsfolk. Okay. After effect, your gear has come loose. Unequip 2 pieces of gear amongst all targets. Divide. Okay. So I'm using the wooden plank, and then it's turning and moving towards the farthest townsfolk. So it has 6 movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't quite reach Norman. So I have to use the wooden plank, and then I'm just going to unequip the wooden plank and the smithy apron after negating both that damage. Okay. Since he was the only target. Okay. So, got... What are we going to do now? So it's Georgie's turn, who's got 2 movement. So 1, 2. Good. Go, Georgie. Next we have Norman, who really can't do anything. Because he needs to... So he's going to go 1... Or... Okay, so he's going to do 2 Moxie first, because he's got 5. So he's going to do 2 Moxie. No, it's not even worth it. He's going to... Whatever. I have to start killing... It doesn't even matter because it's going to be so... Okay. Okay. So... Okay, he's going to spend 2 Moxie, so that his next action can target his wife with the stronger meds. Then he's going to move 1, 2, get next to the pond, and then 2 Mox to sling a fish at a ruffian within 4 squares for 2 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to do 2 damage to the wife, which removes it from the board, and then that's going to end his turn. And... I mean, there's really no point unless I can trigger the break, so I need to do 2 damage, which I don't... Well, then Yancey's just going to move 1 space, then spend 2 Mox. 1, 2, 3, which I can finally do damage to Dozy. It brings him down to 13, so he's going to do a break. This is going to be so weird what I think's about to happen. So, here we go. We're drawing Dozy's card here. Townsfolk with the lowest total feats of metal points. So this it's going to happen. This is going to be so weird what's about to happen. So he's going to target Yancey. So we're going to turn to face Yancey here. Move towards the target. If reaches them, deal 1 damage. Dozy falls asleep until his next action. So he's going to target Yancey. The showdown boots. Whenever you're the only target of an action, the ruffian takes 1 damage. So the ruffian takes 1 damage. It goes down to 12. It's going to trigger a break. So... It's going to be a break on top of this, which brings back his wife, who gets placed adjacent to him with 1 HP, right? When Dozy's wife is off the board, if Dozy hits a break point, return his wife to the board adjacent to him with 1 HP. Okay, so she gets returned adjacent to him with 1 HP. Now, there's going to be a break during this card here. But first we're going to trigger the after effect. Dozy latches his handcuffs on tightly around the target before passing out. They're stuck to him. Keep this target in front of the target. Immediately after Dozy's action and your turn, place yourself adjacent to Dozy. During your turn, well, it doesn't even matter. The 1 damage is going to kill him. So 1 damage is going to kill... 1 damage is going to kill Yancey. But it's going to bring back his wife. So Yancey's dead. 1 damage killed Yancey. Brought back his wife. This doesn't happen. Now his wife gets to go. Oh no, now there's a break. So, target none. All townsfolk roll. Okay. First for Georgie. A 3. 1 to 7. You are too intimidated to disobey. Move 5 squares towards Dozy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Or 5. We'll get to there. He moved his complete 5 towards Dozy. Okay. And now for Norman. 4. He's also going to move 5 squares toward Dozy. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. 5 squares towards Dozy. He got to him. Then all townsfolk adjacent to Dozy takes 1 damage, and they all fall asleep. So, all targets take 1 damage from Dozy. So that brings down 2 to Norman, 2 to Georgie. Now, I think... take damage from ruffian action when the target is none, right? So target is none. So bad break just happened to Georgie. So he's going to deal 1 damage to the wife. Because I think I can choose, right? I don't think it needs to be the ruffian. They're both ruffians. I'm going to do 1 damage to the wife and remove her from the board again. So, okay, that was worth 0 points. So now I can do damage again to Dozy. So the wife's not going to get a turn because I killed her before that. Restore 2 HP. Oh, I forgot to do this. Activate a non-consumable gear ability. So this was for Norman. So he actually gets +1 accuracy. I did that a long time ago, actually. But +1 accuracy for the fight, because he's going to cash in that feat. Now, technically, he has the most points. He's the sheriff anyway. But, still... Okay, so I think that's the end of the turn now? Now it's back to Norman... Or Yancey's gone, so it's just Georgie. So Georgie's going to attack with his hero's sword. It's going to be a 4+ with the hero's sword. That's a 9, so that's great. Does 3 damage. Brings him down to 9. And then now Norman's going to attack. It's going to be so weird. So Norman's going to attack with the big barrel and hit on a 2+. So here we go. 2+, a 9. That's going to hit. That's going to do 3 damage. 1, or no, before I shoot, because triggering the break will trigger the thing. Before I shoot, I'm going to do stronger meds. So he can target his wife. Then I'm going to shoot, because I knew I was going to hit. It was a 2+. That's going to trigger the break. Brings him down to 6 HP. Triggers the break. Brings back the wife. Norman's turn is over. The wife comes back. She's at 1 HP. And I meds. So, Dozy's next action, which is the break. Target none. If Dozy fell asleep during his last action, he begins to flail wildly, dealing 2 damage to all townsfolk within 4 squares. Okay, that's just going to end the fight, because everybody's within 4 squares. Even if I would have paid attention and moved with Georgie, he only has 2 max movement. So then he's going to kill everybody and kill his wife again. So kill, and kill, because everybody only had 2 health. There's nothing I could really do from that. I guess I could have... No, because even Norman only has 4 squares of movement. So if I would have even activated my thing and then moved 4 squares away, I'd still be within 4 squares of this. Yeah, he would still take 2 damage. So, that was really difficult. That was really insanely difficult, actually. It's a lot of health for the wife to have. I mean, I got close. I got him down to 6 HP. So, interesting fight. I think I did all the targeting correctly. I think I did all the triggering correctly. It's really weird, but I would think the way I did it was correct. You don't count the Ruffian as a Townsfolk as a 4+ or whatever. Because technically it's still a Ruffian and there's not Townsfolk on the board. So, that was it. Did not defeat the Dozy. So let's read, what is it for losing? If you lose, read 20. Okay, let's see what happens here for 20. Once a sheriff, always a sheriff. 1 by 1, Dozy strangles the life out of the townsfolk. He plucks the badge off the new sheriff and tosses their corpse to the side. Looks like Dozy will be reclaiming his position as the sheriff of Eureka Springs. It takes some time, but the surviving citizens learn to live under Dozy's strict and nonsensical rule. He sentenced 9 townsfolk to death for petty crimes in his first week, but at least he forgot to follow through on them. On 3 of them, I mean. It's hard to say what will come of Eureka Springs, but that's not for you to worry about. You're dead, after all. It was a valiant effort and a violent effort, but you lose. All right. So, that's Sheriff Dozy. So what I'm going to do is take these exact things that I had here, even all the feats, so I know which ones I did. Bad break, I'll restore the bad break feat, and I'll restore the technician feat, and I'll just reset to right before the towns phase was ended, and we will redo the Bundits and I'll set them up for final fight, and we'll try the Bundits final fight. Hopefully that will go a little bit better, but as far as the season goes, technically I lost, so I didn't win, and even if I defeat the Bundits, it doesn't count as a win, because I'm only doing that because I feel like I did a disservice to that Ruffian by me not letting it get its engine started, having some luck drawn in the beginning, and then forgetting to spawn when it actually should have. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do an extra final fight, just for funsies. So, I'll see you in the next episode.